Friday. What's up, PCS family? Here we are again. And all by myself again. So I'm trying a little experiment tonight. Broadcasting from the PCS memes page instead of the original Planet Common Sense page. And we'll get into the reasons why. It's nothing, it's not a big deal, but figure we'll wait till a few more people get in here first before we explain why. I gotta try and clean this lens off, man. Hang on 1 second. Oh, I don't know what just happened there, but I'm back now. Let me just do this real quick. Alright, the lens seemed kind of grimy. I don't know if that helped at all, but there you go anyway. Just get a little spit polish on it. That's kind of disgusting, but it is what it is, and you do what you can do. It's nothing, man. You guys got to see, and I told you about this a long time ago. When we get to the end of this hour, and you look at, like, the screen on my phone, it's hideous. It's just covered with little spit dots. So, a little bit on the lens to clean it off to make this broadcast flow better is nothing. So, all right, so we got a little action in here tonight. We got about 6 people in. I'm hoping people don't have a hard time finding us tonight, but we're doing it for memes tonight for a couple of reasons, actually. One, I said it a while ago that we were going to do that we were going to mix it up a little bit based upon the population of the Planet Common Sense page and the population of the PCS memes page. Well, the PCS memes page is growing, and it's about 30% the size, I guess, of the PCS page. So 1 out of every 3 weeks we're gonna do. That's one of the reasons. I'm just bullshitting now. The real reason is reach is just getting throttled so bad on Planet Common Sense now. It's just completely fucking pathetic. I'm easily reaching the PCS memes page is reaching 4 times as many people than the PCS page is at this point, which is bullshit, and there's little we can do about it, so we just ride it out. But I'm just trying it this way, going from the PCS memes page tonight, just to see if that does anything and see if we can get out a little further into the cyberverse and pull a few more people in here tonight. It doesn't look like it's working out so well so far because there's only 6 people in here. This might have been a horrible fucking mistake, but it wouldn't be my first horrible fucking mistake. Wouldn't be my first horrible mistake today. And it is what it is. And all right, there's a couple more people. You'll all find me, man. We'll just have a little light banter for the first few minutes and let everybody figure out what's going on. As everybody's over on PCS right now saying, "Where the fuck is this guy? I know he's always late, but this is ridiculous." You'll find me. I'm here. And anybody who is here, pass it along. Tell your friends and stuff that they're in the wrong place if they're on PCS, because we're over here tonight. I'm over here now. That was Dice. I'm over here now. Remember him? Anyway, let's just get on with it. Welcome. A lot of new people on memes. Hopefully a bunch of you are joining us here tonight for, I don't know what this is going to be like tonight, but Fridays are just fucking weird, man. Can never tell. Like, Fridays just act so funny to me. Especially the last, couple months. Fridays have just been whack, where I just couldn't get a grip on things, and I couldn't get my footing and put out some, what I thought was good content. And then shit happens and I miss it, which is the good stuff that I should have been talking about, but I miss it, and then I got to hear it from all you guys. And now, whatever, it works out. It's like a collective here. We all bring our minds together and share alike and do what we got to do. But anyway, if there's new people here and anybody, thank you all for your never-ending support of Planet Common Sense on Facebook, PCS Laundry Live on Friday night, the PCS channel on YouTube, and PCS on Twitter at GlennPCS. Without you, there would be no reason. Thank you very much for being here tonight. So, let's say some quick hellos. It shouldn't take very long because ain't nobody hardly in. Here we got Linda Bleefnick, Mona Eves, Susan Levy, V. Marie, and Rob Kushmir, and the lovely and talented PCS co-pilot, Rini Balanis. That's it, man. That's all that's showing on the screen. It says there's a few more names in that up top, but you know what? If it was a mistake, it's not our first, and we'll just go back to doing it the other way next time. It'll be up for rebroadcast. Anybody who can't find their way over here tonight and misses it can catch up with this on the instant replay right afterwards on Facebook, and can catch up with the replay on the PCS channel on YouTube tomorrow, and everybody will survive. Nobody's going to die. Bob Devin just jumped in. The only problem is we don't have a lot of people here. There's not going to be a lot of banter, and there's not going to be a lot for me to feed off of, and I'm fucking completely unprepared just like every week, but it always works out because of the input. So the 8 or 10 of you that are in here, you got to start talking and throwing some stuff at me. Just, I don't know, like ask me something or whatever. Just I don't know. What are we going to do? If nobody talks, it's going to be just like when Laundry Live first started. I'll go back in the laundromat. We could stare at the fucking washing machine and watch my underwear flip around. Come on, what's up, Rob? What's up, Bob Devin? Missy McCracken Gall is here. Gall. You say the last name Gall or Gall? Correct me on that. Missy from the Political Pylon is joining us here. Jeff Fitzsimmons is here saying me. You what? B. Marie, what? You think we can't hold our own at 10 people? No, I'm sure you can. I'm completely confident in you. But, you know, you gotta, let's see what we can do. Go for it. Linda Bleefnick, what temperature do you all keep your house at? 68 felt cold, so I went with 69. I'm not going to bite on that one. Bob Devin, blackface is now acceptable since Trudeau got reelected. You're right. It doesn't matter as long as you're as long as you got your ideology right, man. Blackface is now given the okay by Princess Justin of Ottawa, who has been recoronated as the Crown Princess of Canada. So good on him. He took back blackface, man. What you gonna do next there, JT? What a clown. V. Marie's laughing. Gall like all. Missy McCracken Gall like all. Okay, got it, thanks. And you spelled it Gall, and like if you didn't say anything after, I was gonna be like, but that doesn't help at all. But you did pronounce it, so thank you. Mona Eves, indictments coming, yeah. There's a lot of little things going on the last few days. Like the whole thing dropped with, what's his name, Clapper. Where turns out it's looking like he's kind of tied to all this stuff. Like, gee, I didn't know that. A minute after it all started breaking. Him and his rockhead buddy, James Brennan. They're going to be roommates in a federal penitentiary and co-queens of the prom at the cell block debutante cotillion. I hope they post some good pictures of them in their party dresses before the festivities really start. We'll see how that goes. Linda Bleefnick says, Jane Fonda got herself arrested for the 3rd time in 3 weeks by protesting climate change. I wonder if she realizes that those plastic zip tie handcuffs are single use. I wonder if she's eating off plastic trays like when she's in jail and shit like that. Like, you know, Jane, you know, you dirty old goat. You know, think of the world. Think of the climate. Think about it. Kind of processing you and all the fuel it takes to haul your cracked old ass back and forth to the Hoosgow. We're burning a lot of gas. You're creating quite a, you know, carbon footprint there, you old bitch. Getting yourself arrested repeatedly. And what happened to like 3 strikes and you're out? Like if she got arrested the 3rd time, shouldn't like she do some hard time or something like that? Because that'd be kind of funny. We'll see how that plays out. Thank you, Linda. B. Marie, Barry gave his blessings such as they are. Yeah, another clown. Susan Levy, Page and Carter altered Flynn's report to the FBI to make it seem like he lied. That's what Flynn's lawyers just announced. It was exposed in text messages. Yes, saw that pop up late too. See, it's that Friday news cycle. And we talked about it. I kind of goofed on it a little bit last week. But like this is exactly what you guys were talking about last week. Where like all this little shit starts popping out. You kind of got to piece it together. And I end up missing half of it. But that's the way it goes. Good thing I got you guys. Linda, who are you? Linda Bleefnick. Felicity Huffman was just released from jail 3 days early. I saw that. Yeah, she's like a hardened criminal now, and she's got some tattoos and shit, and like a new soulmate or something like that. Like she's gonna keep in touch with her cellmates and shit like that afterwards. That'll be interesting. And the other one's about to go in, from what I'm hearing. What's her name from Full House? Jesse's wife. So I heard she didn't want to do a plea deal or something like that, and she's going to go to trial with it and hope she gets found not guilty, which is kind of a risky play. But that'll be interesting to watch too, because I don't think she's going to do too well with the hardcore prison population either. Yeah, you know what's going to happen. They're going to put her in a country club and whatever. They're going to put her like in Martha Stewart jail. But whatever. B. Marie seems like if she does it every week, eventually we'll say she's a repeat offender and actually put it. That's what I'm saying. That's that 3 strikes you're out. So if that old plastic-headed old buzzard gets locked up enough times, maybe they'll put her in for a little while, let her marinate for a month or so. That'd be great. Jeff Fitzsimmons, they say Baker flipped. Baker. Now who's Baker? I'm sure I know it, and I'm just not thinking of it, but fill me in. Linda Pleefnick, did you ever tell us a story of how you sort of got hit by a car last week, or did I dream that? No. And in fact, I did not tell the story, and I've subsequently been hit by a car again in the last week. All right, I guess we'll start on that for a little while. All right, look, first of all, I'm okay. And it just kind of like popped out like off the cuff, and I didn't readdress it, and I just like, a couple minutes later, I saw you guys asking. I'm like, oh, fuck, I shouldn't have just really said that just like that. I'm perfectly fine. Nobody got hurt. Nobody got beat up, which was an achievement. But I'm good. The first, all right. Who gets hit by a car twice in 2 weeks, right? Me, your pal Glenn at PCS. All right, so the first one, and this is going to get gritty, man. Like, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. And at the risk of, all right, you'll see what I'm talking about when I start saying it. So what happened was, there's this intersection right near where I work. And it's like level 5 suburbia. It's the worst intersection you could possibly imagine. It's right near the train station, and it's a jacked up light that early in the morning, there's stupid heavy traffic because people are trying to get to the train station, to get down to the city, to work at their jobs so they can afford to live in Scarsdale. That's how it all plays out. Okay, so this intersection is just fucked up. Again, I'm just got to describe it to you. It's 2 lanes on one side, then a Jersey barrier. If you don't know what that is, that's that concrete barrier, that little concave concrete barrier that's in the middle of the highway that replaced the old metal guard rails. They call them a Jersey barrier. It's a big cement thing. Then there's a strip of those in between the 2 lanes, and then there's another 2 lanes on the other side. So you got to cross that street. Okay, so I go halfway across, and there's a car pulled up into the crosswalk on the opposite side of where the Jersey barrier is, where the concrete wall is. And she stopped at the red light, but she's totally blocking the crosswalk. So I go around to go behind her, which was exactly what to do. I mean, what are you going to do? I'm not going to get in front of her. And as soon as I got behind her, she started backing up and like literally pushed me back 6 feet with her wheel turned slightly to the left. So the car was backing up to the left and pinned me between the back of the car and the Jersey barrier, like, and stopped just in time. Like if she'd gone another 2 inches, the shit would have got ugly. Like I would have got squished. And as it was, it jacked my hand up a little bit. And this is the part that's sketchy. And like, seriously, like, don't take this personally, because you know how I say what's real, like the way I see things. Just forgive me in advance. But she was completely driving DWA, which is driving while Asian. All right. And that's all I'm going to say about that. The second one was just like 3 days ago, and it was like 20 feet away from this one on the other section of the intersection. This was the section, and the other one was the inter, or however you want to look at it. But the way that goes the other way, when you're facing this way to go across this way, this one goes that way. You get what I'm saying? It's like the opposite. I was on that street trying to cross the other way because I got to cross this intersection 2 times. That was a horrible amount of words I just used to describe what happened. All right. Anyway, so I get to the end, and there's like this other street. It's 1 lane with parking going one way, a yellow line, and 1 lane with parking going the other way. It sounds simple, right? You just wait till there's no cars and you cross the street. Except for the fact that there was a parked car, and I come to the end, like it's up by the corner, so it's the last car in the row. I'm behind it, and it's the last car in the row, completely parked. And it was a fucking electric car, okay? And that plays into this a little bit to show that I'm like not stupid. So I go up, I cross the first intersection, I make the left turn to go across the other intersection, and this car's coming. So I pause, right? Now, I'd stepped out just a little bit past the back of this van, and the van had no windows in the back, all right? So I stepped back behind the van to let cars go by. And as I'm waiting, all of a sudden, this fucking electric car, which you cannot hear, comes to life and starts backing up, and I get fucking run over again for the second time in 2 weeks. So, look, I bounce, I'm tough, I bounced off both cars. This guy, I punched his car a couple of times. The first lady, I got a real nice apology through the closed window as she drove away and left me pinned up against the wall. So again, I'm sorry if I got anybody upset and like alarmed that I was like really hurt or anything. It was, like I said, it was a little bit off the cuff. But so yeah, that's the story about how I got hit by a car twice in 2 weeks, in the last 2 weeks. Who does that, right? Your pal Glenn. All right, so that's all out, and I'm way behind now. So let me catch back up. Now we got some people in here. At least I don't know how many of you heard that story. And I'm not telling it again, but Linda, that is the story of how I sort of got hit by a car last week, plus how I sort of got hit by a car a second time last week. Kat Anderson is here. Triana Buckley Atkins is in here. Bob Devin is talking about Lori Loughlin. That's Jesse's wife from Full House, who's going into clink for cheating on getting her little spawn into school. B. Marie, did anyone braid her hair into cornrows while she was in there? Not, she wasn't in jail. She got like some spitting friggin' ballpoint pen ink tattoos up and down her arms and stuff like that, you know. Shit changes you, man. That whole 16 days she spent in jail, that just, you know, that could redefine a person. Mona Eves, Aunt Becky, that's right, see? It doesn't matter what her name is. We remember her like what we remember her by. It's Aunt Becky from Full House. Missy McCrackengall. Laughlin has new charges. Really now? What's going on with that? Fill us in, because I did miss that. I did see a few little bits and pieces about her today, but what are the new charges? James Baker, DOJ. Okay. So he flipped, and who did he flip on? I'm sorry, I don't mean to like piecemeal this thing together. But who are they saying he flipped on? Get us up to speed on that. AJ Hunkley has joined us. Jeff Fitzsimmons, DOG attorney. Okay, we got that. Mike Patty's here. I didn't get to notice you were live, but hey, good evening. Yeah, Michael, just real quick, what we're doing is we're doing it from memes tonight instead of the PCS page because we're the last couple of weeks, the reach for the page, like the number of screens it's reaching, has literally been 3-4 times bigger on the PCS memes page than it was on the PCS page. So we're just trying to do it from PCS memes tonight, see if that has any effect on the amount of people we got in. And so far, it looks like it's been a negative effect because we don't have as many people as we normally do. Could have been an error. We're prone to doing that sort of thing. We fuck up here and there. But we're trying it and we're riding it out. And if it sucks, we'll go back to the old way next week. But that's why I didn't get the notice. Although I did make it pretty clear. And if you searched, you probably could have figured it out, but glad you're here anyway, and that's what's up. Missy McCrackengall got grazed by a car, then got a nice kick to the rear panel. That's the way to do it. See, you did it smart, because like you kick, because you got shoes on, and you're not so likely to hurt yourself. The first one, I got hit, like the first one, this is funny too. Well, it's not funny, haha, it's funny like fucking look what happened to this idiot. The first one hit me on the left side and jacked up my left hand. The second one hit me on the right side, and I punched his car with the other hand, which was the smarter thing to do because I'm left-handed, so I jacked up my right hand. It wouldn't be so bad. But yeah, I ended up busting up both my hands a little bit, which was the worst of the injuries from it. And yeah, it's just the way things go. So that was my story. See, I caught all back up now. You guys are not holding up your part of the bargain. See what happens when we're not doing things the normal way. We don't have enough people. Who was saying it? V. Come on, V. You said you were going to hold it down. Let's go, V. V. Marie, come on. Ask me something. Tell me something. Whatever you got to do. You just listen to these people talk over here. You see my shot? I think I saw Ruth Bader Ginsburg earlier tonight. When I was walking over here. There's this little hunched over little bit of a lady. She looked like she weighed about 80 pounds. Just walking down the street, pulling a little cart with some flowers. And she had her hair up in curls, but she looked just like Ruthie. So I took a picture. And I think maybe after the show, I might go to a police station because it's right down there and report a Ruth Bader Ginsburg sighting. Like, you might have a missing persons port. That was pretty complex fuck up. a missing persons report on this person, and I'd like to just let you know I saw her, because they might be looking for her in the Washington, D.C. area. But it could have been. It could have been her. She's like undercover. She's like fucking Jim Morrison. Maybe she's like, fuck this. I'm not doing this Supreme Court shit anymore and waiting for you guys like you're all standing around like a bunch of vultures and fucking turkey buzzards waiting for me to die so you can pick at the bones. I'm out of here. And like faked her death, like she faked cancer and shit. And then like just like went and hid. Now she's just hiding. She's like Jim Morrison. Maybe she's really not dead. She just faked her own death and she's hanging out in the suburbs of New York City now, walking down the street by the laundromat that Glenn hangs out at. That'd be fucking hilarious. All right, so we got some action here. Oh, no, wait. We got nothing. What do we got? Hi, Glenn. Where's Ruthie? Sally Hackney. Hi, Glenn. Where's Ruthie? I told you. I was just saying I saw her. I think I saw her about an hour ago. I posted that picture. She just kept walking. I don't want to bother her because I don't want to, like, spook her, you know? Because, like, if she saw me and I said something and she knew I was onto her, she might make a run for it. And we can't have, like, a 106-year-old lady making a run for it and trying to pull that little cart behind her. She's going to fucking fall and break a hip. And I don't want that. I mean, because I kind of like Ruthie. I told you that stuff. I just don't like her on the Supreme Court. I like her as a person. I would totally hang out with Ruth Bader Ginsburg without batting an eye. Because crazy old ladies are hilarious to talk to and lots of fun. I would sit down with Ruth Bader Ginsburg with a friggin' bottle of Canadian Mist and get her just jacked up and just listen to her for hours. I think that'd be a blast. But I don't want her to be dead. I hope she's alive. I don't know, though. But like I said, I think I might have seen her tonight. B. Marie is saying, my best performing tweet on Twitter. Now that the pictures have been posted of Congresswoman Katie Hill naked and with a bong, which I did not see that one, it seems like the perfect time to introduce legislation requiring random drug testing for all members of Congress and Senate. Most private companies require it, and we the people should too. Okay. I didn't know about the bong. I saw her brushing her little 30s hair there, bare ass naked. I was just sitting on a towel or something. And I saw a couple of other pictures with stuff blotted out, but I didn't see anything about a bong. And it's interesting that you bring that up because I kind of forgot about it. It was something I did actually want to talk about because okay, let's unpack this a little bit. I got to stop saying unpack. I hate that word. People are looking at the wrong shit with this whole thing, all right? And I'm going to start this off by saying, yes, Katie Hill is not going to be able to continue as a congressperson any longer. She's going to fuss and fight and say, oh, this and all that, and it wasn't me, whatever, Carlos Danger, yeah, man, you know, people. In the long run, she's going to resign. They all say, oh, I'm not going to resign, I'm not going to resign. Yeah, okay, Carlos Danger wasn't going to resign, and freaking that idiot out in Minnesota from Saturday Night Live, whatever, that comedy writer guy, he wasn't going to resign. None of them were going to resign. None of them. It's okay. It's going to work out. No, it's not going to work out, you fucking moron. You can't do shit like that and stay in Congress, all right? That's not how it works. So anyway, she's going to ultimately resign. Here's the problem, though, and this is like a perfect illustration of how the leftist sock puppet media works. Because the reason she can't stay in Congress any longer is not because of the pictures you're seeing posted. It's not because she was naked with her friend. It's not even because she had a threesome. You know, listen, you know what? This is with the technology we have now, and everybody's got a phone right in her hand. I'm not going to do a broad stroke on this and say everybody, but there's a whole lot of people out there across the fruited plain that could not run for office or hold office in the United States of America or do anything like that because we took pictures of our friggin' cookies and posted them online, all right? A lot of you have done it. I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of you have done it, all right? It's just what people do because you got that phone in your hand. You have the access to it. We're curious little fucking bald apes, okay? That's all we are, and we do shit like that. We take a picture of our hoo-hoo and we put it online. That's what people do, okay? Not everybody, but some people do that. But that's not illegal. It's not against the law. It's within their power, okay? You want to call it immoral. You want to call it unethical. That's all well and good. But you don't have grounds for removing somebody from Congress for taking a nudie, selfie, sexy, and putting it out there, all right? People do that. Just people do that. And the thing about it is, the thing that she has to go down for is the fact that she was messing around with like an intern or some sort of subordinate in her office. And that's completely unethical. It's in the rules for being in Congress, right? I mean, it's like right there. There's no question about it. And that's why she has to ultimately leave Congress. Not because of the selfies, not because of the, well, all right, with the bong, that's a different story. But like I said, I didn't know about that. Not because she was naked online and brushing a chick's hair. None of that. The reason why is because she broke the rules. I mean, she flat out broke the rules, and it's not really any question about it. And there's not really any, and she doesn't have much grounds to stand on making a stink about it. But that shit doesn't sell newspapers. That shit doesn't sell advertising on your online page, on your online site, and it doesn't sell commercials on TV. What sells commercials on TV and what sells ads on your websites and what sells newspapers is putting some skin up there. Putting up the what's the word I'm looking for? You know what I'm talking about. That's what does it. That's what is going to get people to watch. Because again, going back to what I said before, we're little hairless little monkeys, okay? That's all we are. And we have primal little brains, and we don't use our heads sometimes, and we do silly, stupid things. And we're entertained by other people doing silly, stupid little things, which completely explains reality television. It completely explains why people can't get their eyes off their cell phones, and it explains a lot of things. But that's what they're showing you. They're not even talking about the fact that she seriously committed some pretty bad ethics violations, okay? They're not even talking about that anymore. They're talking about, look, she's naked online, ha, 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 ha. It's ridiculous, and it's, whatever, man. Like, I obviously don't want a Congress mook who's posting selfies, naked selfies online. They weren't that great anyway, not for nothing, but... you're looking at the wrong things. People are looking at the wrong things, and it's not a huge thing. It's just a little observation that, that's how your media works. That's how your mainstream leftist sock puppet media works. They glamorize shit like that and forget about the meat and bones of the story. So that's a little play on that. Anyway, take it for what it's worth. So that's where V. Marie, good contribution. Thank you for stepping up to the plate. We got more people in here now. I think it was an effect of the fact that we're doing it from memes instead of the regular page. But it's looking like it's starting to stabilize, and we're getting some folks in here. So, V, thank you for that one. That was a good one. Darla Elkins is here and saying, I have my oldest son with me tonight. Well, welcome to him. Does he have a name? Let us know so we can say hi properly. And everybody say hi to Darla Elkins' oldest son. Kira Weber Hopwood is in here. I think Mogan David is more Ruthie style. We're going to bust out the cheap Mad Dog for Ruthie. That'd be, yeah, man. I bet you we get some good stories out of Ruth Bader. She'd be all like, back in the Civil War. Yeah, man. We'd get her gassed up on some Mad Dog. That'd be a trip. I'm telling you, Ruthie would be fun to hang out with. Kira's also saying, everyone, sorry I'm late. Yeah, well, a lot of people ended up being late tonight because of the switch over and a little experiment we're trying here on the second page on PCS memes instead of the regular page. So, okay, V. Marie. Oh, there's no doubt it's her. No, we know it's her, no question. The doubt is about Ruthie with that picture I took. V. Marie, you're jumping up now. Here we go. I added, besides showing us what illegal stuff they are ingesting before making laws that govern us all. With any luck, it would also let us know who's on Alzheimer's and dementia meds too. That's a great point. I'm making fun of it and all, but what you're saying is actually a pretty valid point. That's a pretty good idea. So maybe they should look into that. Obviously they won't because it's detrimental to them and their lifestyles, but it's still a good thought. So, and V is also saying she messed around with two, one woman, one man. Again, no, that's not illegal. It's not against the law. It's a little unseemly, and not for everybody. You could do that, man. People do that. It's called polyamory. It's like a real thing. I'm not gonna. There's no story to tell, but I was actually at one point approached about participating in one of those things, and it sounds terrible when I say it, but it was really nothing, and I didn't. So, You know, people do that. Like, it's just like I was saying about before, like, there's people who live a lifestyle like that. And it's kind of fascinating, man. Like, you kind of don't know how much of it's bullshit and how much of it's, like, legit. But the way it plays off is, like, it just, and I'm not gonna name names, and it's anybody would know anyway, unless it's some old time DC people who probably might know. But again, it's not gonna blow anybody's cover. It was a married couple, happily married, still married. And what they did was they were married to each other, but they each had like a legit dedicated boyfriend / girlfriend. The woman had a boyfriend and the man had a girlfriend. And it wasn't just like meeting, it wasn't like all seedy and shit. Like, it was like the way these people did it was, it was just like I'm describing. Like, they had relationships, they hung out, they went on vacations together, and like she would go with her boyfriend on vacation, he would go with his girlfriend on vacation, and they would do all things that couples do. They didn't, you know, all right, again, without getting too much into it, but just I'm trying to emphasize the point that it's like actually a real lifestyle. Whether you like it or not, whether you approve of it or not, that's fine, I get it. And I didn't do it, so like I'm not like defending myself over it or anything like that. It was really weird, man. It was fucking weird. Because, man, I'm talking too much. I'm telling too much. Like she approached me about it and explained the whole situation in great detail with websites and pictures, I might add. Like, there was like plenty of like educational aids to go along with like indoctrinating me into this possibility. And the weirdest thing about it was, like, I really liked this like woman. Like, I was friends with her for a while, and I was friends with her husband too. And that was the weirdest part. That was the part where I was just like, I just can't do this. Like, and she's pretty hot, not for nothing, but she was a real good looking girl. But I knew the husband, and like he was a great guy. And I had said to her, like, this, I can't believe we're talking about this. Is not like we get into like all that's PCS family, man. We're family. We can talk about anything. But yeah, it was just weird because like it was weird from the outset just because of what it was. It was extra weird as it went along, as she's like telling me about, look, you know, we belong to this website where people do this. It's like our lifestyle. Here's some pictures. Like, okay. And here's, you know, how it all works. Like, this is a description of polyamory. Okay. And it was weird during that phase too. But the thing that was like the clincher for me was I had expressed to her, like, I was like, you know, how does he feel about all this stuff? And she explained to me that it was all cool. And she said that he knew that she was approaching me about it. And I was still leery about it. And we left off the conversation with like, I gotta kind of like get my head around this a little bit. And a couple of days later, I saw him and he came up to me and like, it's like, look, dude, this is what we do, man. I'm totally cool with it. And that was the end of it for me. I was just like, this is just too fucking weird. This is too much for my simple mind. I'm going to have to pass on that. So that's my experience with it. So I got off on this big tangent and told you actually probably was a pretty good story based upon our little wayward Congress girlie, just to emphasize the fact that that stuff's not, it might not be your cup of tea, but it's not illegal and it's not breaking laws and it's not, you know, you're breaking vows, if anything. But again, you're not really breaking vows because everybody was in there, so everybody knew what was going on. Maybe there's more to it than that. The bong thing's going to be an issue, I would think. That's probably not, you know, going to sit too well with the rest of Congress. Although, if you start pulling doors open, if you start pulling in Pandora's boxes open, as it were, her name's not Pandora, it's Katie. Oh, that was awful. You know, start looking around the room if Congress is going to come down hard on this woman for doing some grimy shit. All right? Congress needs to stick to, you broke your ethics, you violated House ethics by being with a subordinate that worked for you, and keep it exclusively to that. Because if Congress starts getting into all working on these pictures and stuff, oh boy, does that open up a lot of doors. So that could be fun, could be hilarious, could spawn some really good memes. So that's what I got on Katie. What was her last name now? Katie, whatever. Anyway, that's where we're at with that. So yes, it was the man messing around with his intern. Oh, yeah, Missy McCracken Gall saying, yes, it was a man messing around with his intern. Gone. B. Marie, she messed around with 2. 1 woman, 1 man. What else? Just close that subject up and I got behind again. Bullshit. She should go down for all of it. Okay, man, that's fine that you think that. It's just when you get into, like, you know, the legalities of it, it's not going to play that way. Yeah, I mean, it's unethical, it's immoral, whatever you want to call it, you disapprove. It's just not illegal, and they just don't have, well, I don't know. You know, maybe, I guess you can't not bring that into it. It looks awful on her, and the fact that everybody saw it looks pretty bad. But what they're really going to have to go after is just the basic ethics violations, because she's pretty done on just that. Sally Hackney, have you guys talked about Pierre Delecto? I'm late to the game. Mitt Pierre Delecto Romney. Y'all, I'm glad you brought that up. Not because I have like anything that I've been waiting to say about it, but it's good that we could talk about it and we could kick it around a little bit. I want to know how anybody thinks that goon came up with that name Pierre Delecto, because I'll tell you what, that meme I put out the other day is just as plausible of a selection process as anything else. I have no idea, like, where in the world that would be if I was making a fake account. Like, not like I haven't, okay? That I would never think of that name. Like, this is like that would. It doesn't even relate to him. Like, it's not an initial thing. It's not like a play on his own name. Like, it's not even kind of cool. Like, Carlos Danger, like, objectively speaking, was kind of like a cool, like, hey, I'm Carlos Danger. I'd like to show you my wee-wee, little girl. You know, Carlos Danger, that's what Carlos Danger, I want that guy to be named Carlos Danger. I want the guy who's texting his dick to, like, underage girls on Twitter, tweeting his pictures of his pee-pee on friggin' Twitter to underage girls. That guy should be named Carlos Danger. That makes sense. Pierre Delecto, there's no reference point to Pierre Delecto. And I'd just love to hear what your spin is and what your take is on where that lunatic with his magic underwear came up with the name Pierre Delecto. That's amazing. The thought process behind it is just fascinating to me. Carlos Danger, I get. Pierre Delecto, not at all. I just don't get it. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it. David Zwicker, that's a new-looking name, and if you're new, welcome, and if you're not, I apologize. I think old girl was still getting paid after she left her office. All right, I don't know what that's about. It's the way it goes sometimes, David, if you're new. Thanks for joining in. You want to elaborate on that and tell us what you're talking about with it, because I missed it. Maybe everybody else did, and I just missed something else you said. But let me know what that was about. Dawn Bryant Bailey, just tuning in. Who are we talking about? Dawn, we're all over the place tonight. We talked about Katie, the naked chick in Congress who was smoking a bong. We talked about me getting hit by a car twice in 2 weeks and almost having a polyamorous relationship with 2 good friends of mine. We talked about a lot of different things. We didn't get too deep into any one thing. So you didn't miss much, I guess. It always feels like that, man, but whatever. You can catch it on the replay. It's going to be posted on the Facebook pages tonight as soon as we're done, and it'll be on the PCS channel on YouTube tomorrow morning, so you can catch up with what you missed then. It'll probably be better than me just telling it off the top of my head. Linda Semmelink Sweeney is just getting here now too. Who got lost and couldn't find me because I'm on the wrong page tonight? Not the wrong page. I'm on a different page tonight. We're doing it for memes tonight because of reach factors, which I'm not going to talk about again. Okay, so Missy McCracken Gall is saying the salacious shit sells, makes news. That's a great way to put it. I was struggling for the word. Salacious is probably, I don't think that was the word I was looking for, but it's a good one, and it gets the point across just as well. Kimberly Elmore just popped in. Bob Devin, it's the female version of Anthony Weiner. It's not, though. It's kind of not. I get what you're saying. Oh, wait, now, what are we talking about? Are we talking about Penis Delecto, Pierre Delecto Romney, or are we talking about... Wow, this is like all kind of like coming together here. I wonder if there's a connection. Because now let me see if I can just tie this together right. We got Katie, the selfie threesome bong hit chick, congressperson, posted naked selfies. We got a comparison to Carlos Danger posting naked selfies, which then ties to Carlos Danger using a fake name, which ties to Pierre Delecto. I don't know. It's kind of a mess, but it's like 6 degrees of Carlos Danger. Like, how do you tie yourself to Carlos Danger? That kind of worked out that way. I don't know. Maybe it was just me. Kimberly Elmore saying, hi, friends. Just saw you and decided to stop on in. Welcome. Welcome. Hope you had a great week and help us dance into the weekend. B. Marie, you are most welcome. You did a good job, B. Thank you very much. Kimberly Elmore, this is a great day to be an American. It's always a great day to be American, Kimberly Elmore, but tell us why for you specifically so we can enjoy it with you. B. Marie, Pierre's Mitt Romney, and it's his fake Twitter account. We got all that. Missy McCracken, hi, oldest son. Yeah, Darla, did you fill us in on that yet? What is his name? Whenever you get a second. If I don't see it, I'll catch up with it tomorrow. Let me just do a quick time check, too. I did bring the clock with me again and also forgot to start it. I'm fucking stupid. But there we go. We're doing good. We got about 20 minutes to go. Mike Petty saying that's called friends with benefits. Yeah, like in the old days, that's exactly what that was. It was friends with benefits. You know what happens with those things, though? And this is like, all right, we're going back to this. I can't believe we're going back to this one because, all the things that we do during the week and what we're based on mostly, and we talk about politics and we talk about grime in Washington and stuff like that. And we get to Friday night and we're talking about threesomes and polyamory and posting nudies on Twitter under false names. Like, I just love that. I just love the contrast. Like, we can be anything we want to be here. But yeah, Mike, it's called friends with benefits. That's what we used to call it. I guess it's a little different. The problem that always happens with that, when you get into those things where there's 3 people involved, well, there's a lot of problems that go along with that. I'm not going to go into detail on it, but what happens with that, like almost all the time, is you get comfortable with the 3 and you get too comfortable with the 3 and you're like, well, you know what? My significant other is out of town and the 3 is in town and we're pretty comfortable with each other. And I bet you anything that my significant other wouldn't mind if I called up the 3rd and said, hey, she's out of town. I'm sure she wouldn't mind. Why don't you come on over here tonight and let's knock some boots and it'll all be okay because we do it anyway. So why should she be upset or why should he be upset? Yeah, that doesn't work out, in case you were wondering, because it just doesn't. Because it doesn't. Because they're going to care. So don't do that if you were thinking about doing it. And I'm not speaking from experience. That's true. I'm really not. Like, I've never engaged in this sort of dark behavior. I'm changing the subject again. Let's get something good here. Mike Petty, friends with benefits. You talked about that. Darla Elkins, Glenn got schooled. How did I get schooled? On what? I probably did, but on what? Because we just talked about a whole bunch of different things in like a real short period of time. Mona Eves is saying, lifestyles of the strange. B. Marie, where did the sound go? Is it just me? I haven't heard it from anybody else, so it might be just you. Sorry, maybe you just got to turn it down by accident or something. Linda Bleefnick, this is like group therapy tonight. It's group therapy for me. It's therapy for me every single Friday night. You people have no idea how much therapy it is for me to do this on Friday night and get this shit. I can't talk to other people. First of all, because I'm like the most antisocial prick in the world, and I don't talk to anybody I don't have to talk to. And even if I did, these aren't the kind of things that like I would talk about with just anybody on the street, because they'd fucking call the police and have me locked up for half of the stuff I say. So, man, I owe you guys a lot. Like, you're keeping me somewhat sane and on an even keel, and you let me ventilate all this stuff on Friday nights, and it helps me get through the rest of the week. So I love you all for that, and thank you. And I hope it goes the other way, too. We got Bob Devin. Maybe she can drag the bartender and crew into a seedy photo shoot with the bong, and we can get rid of them all. Man, you know what? AO Circus Monkey's going to do that shit on her own, because I'm telling you right now, early 20s chick from the Bronx who was working as a waitress not a year ago. There's somebody walking around on a Grand Concourse right now with compromising internet selfie pics of that dumb little girl. And they just haven't found them yet. And I'll bet you they found 100 guys and paid them a sum to get rid of that shit and delete it. And there's just gotta be. That somebody out there has a compromising photograph of Alexandria Cortez, and it's going to pop up one of these days. And you know what? I hope they hang on to that for a while until it's way more effective when she's running for a high. She doesn't matter right now. She's just a talking monkey right now. She's just, she's a circus act. As much as I say that, and it's funny when I say it, it's exactly what she is. She's a circus act. She doesn't matter. She doesn't mean anything. She talks about dumb shit, and she says dumb shit about the dumb shit. Like, she makes dumb dumber. She dumbs up being dumb. Like, she's exceptionally dumb. Are you getting what I'm saying? Like, she's, like, you can't get much more dumb than her. And I'm not saying stupid, like, or uneducated for whatever that, whatever. She's dumb. She's just flat out dumb. I can't emphasize that enough, all right? She doesn't matter. That's the point. But at some point soon, they're continuing to groom her, and they're continuing to pump her, and well, pump her as it were. You're going to start seeing her at some point. They're going to run her for president. They're going to run her. If they can keep that up and keep elevating her stature in the unhinged left hole community, they're going to run her for president as early as 2024. That's when I want those pictures to come out. Right when she launches her 2024 campaign against whoever the Republicans are going to run, that's when I want the compromising pictures of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez to come out and be made public. I don't even want to see them, okay? I can see tits 10 seconds after I end this show online if I want to tonight, free of charge on 100,000 different websites. I don't need to see AOC's cans. I just want it to be out there because it will be the greatest thing ever watching her get taken down that way. And I hope she's got a great fucking Twitter nickname, just like Carlos Danger and Pierre-Francois Delabriaski and whatever his fucking name was. I can't wait for that to break at a critical time in her political career. I'm going to be a pig in shit. Memes will fall like rain. I'll be talking about it all day, every day. It's going to be annoying. You guys are probably going to end up quitting Planet Common Sense because I'm going to take so much advantage of that if it does break down that way. So that's on my wish list for Christmas. Santa Claus, I know I've asked you for like 72 years worth of advanced Christmas presents over the last 2 years, but put that one on my list too. I'm not going to be good. We all know that. You and I, we got an understanding. Bring it. Bring it. Let's have that. Yo, here's another thing about Romney too. And getting a little bit more serious about it, he hasn't said a word since that broke. And that really might be the end of Mitt Romney. You don't get a high-profile politician look that bad very often. Like, that was a big one. He looked like an absolute fucking clown. He looked like a complete buffoon in front of the whole world, not just the country. This guy looked like an idiot. And he didn't even do anything that wrong. He was just a dick. He did a stupid jackass thing and he got nailed for it. And he looks like an idiot. Like, it's indefensible. Not from a perspective about how grievous it was, but from how fucking stupid it was and how comical it was. And I don't think you're going to see Mitt Romney come back from this. That's just my take on it. Love to hear what any of you guys have to say about it. I don't think Magic Underwear Boy's coming back. I think he's done. And he should be, for whatever it takes. That's fine. I'm fine with him going down that way. Who would have thought, right? Like, you figure he's got to have some grimy shit. He's taking money, obviously. He's probably involved with Epstein Island. He probably got a cut of the Ukraine deal because he was bitching about that. And his spawn got a job and all of that. He's nipples deep in all the deep state bullshit, too. And you had to figure it's going to go down for something like that. How embarrassing that you're going to go down for being an idiot on Twitter and having a fake account where you were tooting your own horn and defending your own real self on Twitter. You're a jackass. You're the biggest jackass of the year in politics. And you know what? All around, too. We should have that. We should have the PCS Awards, biggest jackass of the year. We could start. He'll be the first nominee. We'll tuck that away and we'll talk about it maybe like a couple of months from now. We'll kick it around and we'll have that. We'll have a new contest. So yeah, man, I don't think we're going to see any more of little Mitt Romney anymore. I think he's finished. I think he's pretty done. So tell me what you think. Susan Levy, I saw one of those groups once, only it was people who don't touch or anything, but talk about sex and stuff instead to get their rocks off. So like Instagram. You're on Instagram. We get it. Now, you know, these, though they really do touch in real life, like the people I was talking about and the people I was talking to. You know, it would have been a great story. It was actually a pretty good, I think it was a pretty good story anyway. Would have been a great story if I, it would have been a good, what's that song? If I, that was me. If I did that, it would have been a better story. You're going to have to just take it for the story it was, which I think and hope was pretty good. Kira Weber Hopwood. I once met a friend that I used to work with for a drink, and her husband was there, which I wasn't expecting. Didn't take... I'm laughing already because Kira's awesome, and this is going to end up being an awesome story. So I'm going to start again. I once met, this is Kira Weber Hopwood talking. So this is her story. Everybody share your stories now. Everybody share your like threesome stories. That'll be cool. That'll be different and a little, you know, just cutting loose on a Friday night. Kira Weber Hopwood says, I once met a friend that I used to work with for a drink, and her husband was there, which I wasn't expecting. Didn't take long for him to put his hand on my leg and then stick his tongue in my ear. Ming. Creepy as shit. I mean, give a girl a heads up for, yeah, man. And wow, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's as good as my story. Like, yeah. I was a little uncalled for. I think that's a good word for it at the very least. And that's a Me Too moment on some scales of the spectrum, I suppose. So, good story, Kira Weber Hopwood. Who else has got one? Mona Eves noticed Mitten's wife kind of disappeared. Which one? Doesn't he have like 17 wives, like, because of the cult? Yeah, but Mitt disappeared too. So, I think he's finished, man. I don't think he's going to resign. I think he's just going to be real quiet and then fade away. Susan Levy saying, didn't someone say Pierre Delecto means Peter Delight? It can't be. It can't be. Like, Pierre is Peter, I guess. Delecto, it sounds like more like delectable, which is like delicious, or I guess it could be delight. But how could he do that? He couldn't. As much as I just said how dumb he was, he's more dumb. If that's what it was. Like, if it comes down to that, and that's what he made that name out of, now it just deepened and widened. Like, that's like something wrong with a person who comes up with that name that way. Like, not just a person. Like, Carlos Danger has more class than Pierre Delecto does as a name, if you think about it and look at it objectively. So Anthony Weiner sexting his dicks to 18-year-old girls under the name Carlos Danger actually has more class than Mitt Romney being Pierre Delecto. Penis delicious, whatever that translates into. That took it to a whole new level right there. So thank you for that, Susan Levy. Sally Acne, the Pierre thing was totally from right field for me. What else is he doing? That was another thing too. It hit like a ton of bricks and then just went away. Like, I was like, wait a minute, what was that? And like went back and had a look at it. Like, did this fucking guy really do this, or is this fake? Because it didn't sound real. Like, it just, you see Mitt Romney, it's like, he's, okay, again, I use this word way too much, but objectively, you look at Mitt Romney, just from a visual perspective. I'm not talking about his policies. I'm not talking about him being a swamp publican douchebag. I'm not talking about him being the second coming of John McCain. I'm just talking about, look at a picture of him, okay? Mitt Romney looks somewhat statesmanlike, all right? And you look at that, and it just so does not add up to seeing what happened and what this guy did. Not from like how horrible it was, from how stupid it was. It just doesn't make sense. Like, if you're going to do this, and the whole thing, again, like, if you don't know, like, I imagine everybody probably knows, if you don't know, what he did was, he made this fake account, and then people are constantly just ripping him to shreds on his regular Twitter account, just like they are with all the Democrats, like I was talking about a couple of weeks ago. And Mitt Romney made up a fake account to go on his own account and defend himself, which is ridiculous, and, you know, it's childish. That's what, like, 13-year-old, 7th grade, 8th grade kids in high school and middle school do. All right? So it's unseemly, and it's silly, and it's enough that it makes the guy look awful as an adult, much less a high-profile politician. the whipped cream on the fucking sundae becomes the name Pierre Delecto. Like, you fucked up, but now you took fucked up and kicked it over the fucked up cliff by adding that into it. Mitt's done, man. Mitt's finished. I can't even get mad about it. Like, I'm not like laughing. I can't laugh about it, but I'm not getting mad about it either, because it's just so fucking surreal that this patrician-looking, statesman-like looking, high-profile politician would do something like this. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't know. I'm entertained, man. You know what? God. It's just the party never ends with these people. Don Brian Bailey, magic underwear. Live in Idaho, where we have a lot of people that wear these. Magic underwear thing, like, I kind of gave him a pass on that. I kind of got what he was saying. He was just being a goofball. But now you contrast this to that. Like, maybe he wasn't just being a goofball. Maybe he really thinks he has magic underwear. Like, it makes you question everything now about Mitt Romney and his character and his personal life. And what else is going to come out, like, about shit like this, man? I just wouldn't have expected it from Mitt Romney. I'll say a million bad things about the guy. I can't stand the guy. You know, we all know that. We all know what he's done. He's a swamp publican and he's McCain. But I never in a million years would have put this on him. And it literally took me a minute to say this is not fake. It genuinely looked like it was fake, like somebody was trying to set him up. And not for nothing, he would have maybe had a legitimate play at jumping up and saying, that wasn't me. Why in the world? Who in the world would come up with the name Pierre Delecto to come up with a fake? Of course I didn't do that. Are you people ridiculous? There's no way I would do something like that. Look at me. I'm Mitt Romney. I'm a senator. I'm a Mormon. We don't do stuff like that. I'm an adult. I'm statesman-like looking and patrician looking. Why would I come up with a name? If nothing else, I would have come up with a better name, and he could have maybe defended himself that way and got past this. No. Boom. He disappeared like a fucking moron. He should have jumped up and tried to fight it and say, this is the guy who legitimately could have said, that wasn't me. And I would have been like, all right, you know what? I'm going to give this guy the benefit of the doubt for a minute, because it's impossible that he did that himself. That he was that friggin' stupid to do that himself. So Mitt screwed up, man. In everything he did, right up to the point of disappearing. He's the only guy. Forget about Anthony Weiner. Forget about this chick brushing her friend's hair and smoking a bong naked and whatever else she's doing. Forget about all of them. Forget about that idiot out in Minnesota and what he did. Mitt's the guy who could have defended himself, who could have jumped up, bullshitted, saying it wasn't me, and because nobody would have believed it. You'd be more prone to say it couldn't have been him. He's right. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. At least that's me anyway. If you disagree or have a different opinion of it, by all means, let's hear it. So, Linda, sorry. That was for Susan Levy. Sorry. Mona Eves, Tulsi the Socialist, not running for her seat again, putting all her eggs in one bucket. Her bucket has a huge hole in it. I beg to differ. And I'm not saying I know anything, but I have a little bit of a different take on it. It goes back to what I was saying the other day, where Tulsi Gabbard could be Hillary Clinton's paid escort into the race this year. She cultivated that and opened that whole door up, starting to fight with Hillary, getting Hillary up on her, hind legs and barking and looking like a potential jump in. And maybe she took a little payoff for that. And maybe she doesn't need that job anymore. That's just my spin on it. What else could it be? Like, yeah, right. She's going to get hired by somebody. Look, Tulsi Gabbard, again, I know everything you're all going to say about what she is and what she is. And I get it and I know it. But she's not a dumb person. She's not an irrational person, at least in, the presentation. She believes the things that she's saying. So she's marketable and she's sellable and she's hireable. Tulsi Gabbard is going to be fine. Doesn't need to be in Congress from the state of Hawaii. I mean, she doesn't need that in her world. She'll do better than that and make more money than that. And she's probably all cut out of all the good stuff of being a congressperson anyway, like taking payoffs and being part of like Ukrainian deals and shit like that and selling uranium to Russia and getting a piece of that. Like, she's probably all cut out of that now because of the way she acted. So, maybe Congress just wasn't for her. She'll end up on CNN or MSNBC or Fox, maybe. Who knows? Tulsi's going to be okay. But let's see how that one plays out. Where are we on time? We are, whoa, man, we are just about done. See, we did all right with our dirty dozen people that we started off with. The numbers did get a little better as we went, but you guys all jumped in and threw out good content, got me onto some topics that I just never would have thought we would have talked about, and you probably wouldn't have either. And we had a good time easing our way into the weekend. So I'm going to do my housekeeping now and say good night. Thank you all once again for being here with me on our Friday night, getting ready to rock the weekend. I hope everybody had a wonderful week. Please go check out, if you're not already there, the PCS memes page. Just type in PCS memes or Planet Common Sense memes, or just type in the handle No Puss Cookies on Facebook, and it'll take you right to the page. Click follow for me there. Please go check out, if you do Twitter, the Planet Common Sense Twitter account. It's at Glenn PCS. Having a really good time over there too. We're growing. I think I'm over 180 followers, which is freaking nothing, man. I'm not like a big ass plastic headed Kardashian twat where I'm gonna have 18 million followers watching me post selfies of my ass on Twitter, Twatter. But I'm having a good time with it for the first time ever. We're getting bigger and we're having some fun with that. And please hook up with us there. And also the Planet Common Sense channel on YouTube, where the entire back catalog of Planet Common Sense Laundry Live, as well as a couple of episodes of the Ruth Bader Finsberg Show, are posted. You can binge watch PCS Laundry Live all you want on the YouTube channel, Planet Common Sense channel on YouTube. Check us out there and click the subscribe button if you do. Thank you again for everyone being here tonight. New people, if you are new with us tonight, I don't see all your comments. I miss a lot of stuff, and some of them don't pop up. So over the weekend, I do a recap. I'll go on the page when I'm at a sit-down computer, address all your questions, say hi to everybody, and you can catch the show again on Facebook, on Planet Common Sense and PCS Memes tomorrow. So everybody have a great weekend. Thanks for a nice, lively night. Thanks, Rini, for doing the share like you've been doing for me. My wonderful co-pilot, Rini Bolanos. Let's have a big round of applause for her. And for everybody out there in my PCS family, I love you guys. Thank you. Good night. And I am out.